Have you ever walked into a room and felt like everyone was silently judging you? Or posted something online only to spiral when someone left a negative comment? Or maybe, a close friend didn't text you back, and your mind just couldn't stop racing. You felt it in your chest, you took it personally. But here's the real question: why? In today's video, we're diving deep into the psychology of why we take things personally, and how to stop. We'll explore stories, scientific theories, timeless philosophy, from Buddha to Nietzsche, Carl Jung to cognitive behavioral therapy, and give you real-life tools to change your mindset forever. Welcome to Talk Maniac. Let's begin. Let's begin with a character you may know. Raskolnikov from Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. He overthinks every word, absorbs every insult, and collapses under the weight of guilt and self-doubt. Or take Holden Caulfield, the 16-year-old rebel from The Catcher in the Rye. Holden trusts no one. Everyone is a phony. And behind that cynicism, a boy crying for connection and being crushed by the world's indifference. These aren't just fictional characters. They're reflections of us, of our overthinking, our emotional spirals, and our fear that maybe people really are against us. Now imagine this. You've just made millions selling your first tech product, you're riding high. Then at a party, a major music executive stands up and calls you a thief. This happened to Daniel Ek, the founder of Spotify. He could have gotten angry. He could have seen it as a personal attack, but he didn't. He stayed calm, focused on his goal, and years later that same executive became his business partner. This wasn't magic, it was mindset. And most of us don't have it, yet. The cognitive behavioral perspective says, it's not what happens to us that matters, but how we interpret it. Imagine you're in a good mood, walking through a market and a stranger yells at you. You can either explode or dismiss it as random noise. The difference? Interpretation. And interpretation comes from one culprit, the ego. Our ego whispers, it's about me. They're talking about me. I matter that much. But here's the truth. Most of the time, people aren't thinking about you at all. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Psychologists say that people who take everything personally often carry deep insecurity or unhealed trauma. Carl Jung called it the shadow self, the part of us we hide, deny, or repress. John Bowlby's attachment theory adds that those raised in unstable or neglectful environments are more likely to feel rejected, overreact, and seek constant validation. In other words, if your emotional foundation is cracked, even a whisper can feel like an earthquake. And the worst part? You carry it into every conversation, every relationship, every workplace interaction. You had a bad day at work, someone else got credit for your effort. You come home to vent, but your partner's watching TV. Boom, you explode. Suddenly your workplace drama poisons your personal life. This is what psychologists call emotional leakage, or the butterfly effect of ego. A small insult creates a ripple that crashes through everything. Why? Because your ego couldn't let go. So, what can we do? Buddha once said, if someone offers you a gift of anger and you don't accept it, to whom does it belong? This idea, not taking the gift, is really at the heart of Stoicism, absurdism, and Buddhist detachment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Spinoza said, if you understand the cause of emotions, they no longer control you. Nietzsche's Amor Fati teaches us to love everything that happens, even the painful, as part of your path. This isn't about passivity, it's about choosing where your energy goes. Let's get real for a second. Here are concrete tools you can use starting today. First, cognitive reframing. Ask yourself, is this really about me, or are they projecting their own issues? Second, journaling. Write what happened. Give arguments for and against your feelings. Clarity comes when we put thoughts on paper. Third, emotional agility. Learn to observe your emotions without becoming them. Name them, understand them, then decide what to do, rationally. Fourth, self-validation. Know your worth. If someone calls you selfish and you don't believe it's true, you won't be hurt. If you do believe it, maybe it's time to work on that. Fifth, build a healthy circle. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Keep your emotional space clean. Michael Phelps was criticized relentlessly. Stephen King's Carrie was rejected 30 times. J.K. Rowling was told her book was worthless. 12 times. Imagine if they had taken it personally. We might never have had Harry Potter or Olympic records. Instead, they filtered noise from truth and kept going. You are not the protagonist in everyone else's story. You are not the center of the universe. You are a human, growing, learning, evolving. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And as Talk Maniac says, you're allowed to grow beyond your triggers. You're allowed to not take it personally. So the next time someone mocks you, ignores you, or lets you down, don't reach for revenge. Reach for perspective. Because emotional strength isn't loud. It's quiet clarity. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, comment below with your story, and subscribe for more. Remember, you are not your triggers. You are your awareness. This is Talk Maniac, where your mind meets meaning.